What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Thought we'd kick things off. This NFL season's about to kick off, and I still have to lock in some of my fantasy teams, some of my picks for my spread pools and fun like that. So I thought, why not just hang out, kick off the season, and just do it live? Like, I was gonna be sitting here at my computer doing it anyway, so let's just do it live. We'll kick things off because we started a fantasy league, of course, for the channel this season. So we're going to start by looking at that. Of course, the game's already started on Thursday with Tampa Bay winning against Dallas. But now we're going to take a look because I got a rough start. I used up a couple of my things, and I'm in a matchup with Off Topic Sports YouTube channel. So everything coming down to this. So far, we got Mike Evans, who did not do great, and he had Godwin, who countered with a good outing, and I played my defense with Tampa Bay. A little bit of a rough decision, I think, on that one, but that's where we're at. I don't think there's too much changes that I'm going to make. Looks like everyone's a starter on my team is going to be a starter, same with him, so it's just going to be a battle between the two of us. May the best team win. I think that's going to be the case, right? Let's see who else we got in the league. We got 8 other guys. We got OJ's squad, who has been off to a rough start, and he's only a 13% chance to win, and he's played one game this season. Jones, rough outing for him. He went 0.6 points rough, and Amari Cooper and Tom Brady for auto draft all-stars, aka Nick, off to 74-point lead already. Wow, he just destroyed. Then moving along, we got Ulan's FFC. I'm not sure what FFC stands for. Probably Football Fan Club or something. I don't know, but he's got the rocket in there. I love the icon. I need to get mine to work. For some reason, mine isn't working on YouTube. We got Shaquan Barkley. We know on Display's team, we know he's going to play. It says questionable. And they're even saying it's up in the air on the 12th as he continues. I'm like almost certain they already said Barkley's going to play. So I don't know why they still have him as questionable at this point. Giants running back expected to play. So I don't know why Yahoo's kind of doesn't have that news. It seems kind of, for a fantasy league, they need to be on that. But this one's close right now. Of course, 36% chance Display is going to win. Ulan has got the lead right now. He has Matt Ryan still to go, but Dak Prescott had quite a day. Next up, we got Mr. Maverick versus Johnny. Mr. Maverick, of course, is the co-host on the hockey podcast that we do on this channel, so he's never really been into football, so it's his rookie year. Gonna give him there. And Johnny is a fan of the channel, of course, and a friend of the channel, really. So none of them have really had anyone play yet. I know Johnny, he sat Gronk earlier in the week. Can't blame him. I've made that mistake myself. Tyler Higbee as his tight end against the Bears maybe might have been better to put Gronk in there, but I can't talk because I made a very similar mistake myself on one of my other teams that we're going to get to in a sec while I set the lineups. Jack's Majestic team versus Rob. These guys are both friends of the channel, of course. Jack, Pittsburgh Steelers fan, got his kicker in there and got 9 points. And Rob had his kicker only getting 7, and he also had a running back, Elliott, go 5. So he's a little bit behind, 40% chance to win according to Yahoo. But we also see Jack sitting Brown. So it's pretty exciting. First week, everyone's getting pumped up on the channel. These are our matchups. Not too much stories other than that. Let's take a look at the waiver wire, see if any potential good plays out there. I like to look at add suggestions. They want me to get Fournette over Bell. It's just they're giving us tips now, which is kind of cool on Yahoo. I want to go to the trends. I always forget where to go for that, though. Matchups. Yeah, I'm not sure. Whatever. That's pretty much the one main fantasy league that we have on the channel. I'm going to kick things off every week with that first. And then we're going to switch over to my bigger fantasy league, because there's a big prize pool in this one. I'm going to play it on ESPN. Of course, our channel one is just a free entry and it's for fun, but there's going to be a prize at the end. I haven't decided what that's going to be yet. I think it's going to be dependent on who wins, to be honest, what I'll hook them up with something. But this is our lineup that we're dealing with. We're behind pretty bad, like I said a little bit ago. Gronkowski, I sat, I think a mistake. Seeing that Jonnu Smith dealing with a new quarterback, rookie, playing against potentially a better offense than Miami. I think it was a little bit of a mistake here to bench Gronk in this situation. I probably could have played it, but it is what it is. You're going to make tons of mistakes throughout the year in fantasy. I don't think there's too much to do. My lineup's pretty locked. Everyone's going to play. The only thing I could consider, I think, looking at Cole Beasley, maybe someone out there. I know Singletary, it sounds like he might be getting more touches because their backup quarterback's going out. So we're going to just take a look. I doubt in this pool that there's going to be a lot of available people definitely this late in the day. But yeah, Singletary being a starter, he's going to be on a team, right? Yeah, he's clearly on a team. Type TBH. I don't know what that means. But yeah, we're pretty much set on this. I'm kind of a rookie when it comes to this league specifically. We've had a couple transactions. Kamara, Zach Pascal. There hasn't been too much going on though. It's been pretty quiet. After week 1, of course, things are gonna pop off. He had Dak Prescott go. I have Kyler Murray. Hopefully he's going to have an okay outing, but he is playing Tennessee, so it's going to be a little rough. What else do we got here? We got another ESPN league. It's more of a fun one. I'm probably going to get smoked in this one. I got -3. I got Tampa Bay Defense again. I think I overvalued just Tampa Bay Defense, or having a defense for the whole year a little bit. I didn't pay anything, but I know their defense is good, so I went for it. But I think it's going to be more a matchup-based kind of situation. But we're in trouble early. -3 on my defense. He hasn't had anyone go, but he's got Mahomes. He's got Kittle. He's got a solid team. He picked up Eckler off the waivers. That's how this team rolls. So I'm going to get probably killed now. Sat Gronkowski in this one, sat Antonio, sat all the Tampa Bays. What a mistake that was, but we'll see. Josh Allen, Derrick Henry could prove to be something of good, but that's the ESPN, and this is the pool that matters. All the money's on this one. It's a big pool of about 80 people, and we're picking the spreads. Whoever does the best on a week wins a certain amount, and then there's prizes for the end of the season and playoffs and all that fun stuff. But there's lots up for grabs. Winning 1 week on the year can cover 2 years worth of the pool, so that's something pretty good. I usually do fairly well. I've yet to finish in the top 4, which is the prize money for the year, but I've picked up a week or 2 every season that I've been a part of this pool. I think this is season 4 for me, so coming in strong. We got Dallas, who covered 8.5 earlier in the week, but now we got some big picks to make. Just got to pull up some of the spreads, because we use the spreads that are at the start of the week when they first come out, and of course when the sharps and other people start betting and kind of seeing the line movement, that can kind of help you make some better picks overall. But yeah, so I just want to compare to that. We got Atlanta 3.5 over Philly. I think this is a good spot to take the field goal, I think, for sure. Philadelphia, it's definitely a team that can win this game. So giving them points, I think, even though they're on the road, it's first week, I don't think the road disadvantage hurts too much, but it might. After watching Tampa Bay and talking to the Bills fans and seeing how the atmosphere of their stadium, I could see how that could help. Atlanta in the Dome, Philadelphia. We're going to see how Jaden Hurts, is that it? Comes in and deals with it. Matt Ryan has had a rough couple of years now at Atlanta. And then we go on to this next one, Buffalo, 6.5 over Pittsburgh. That's a touchdown, and that's really, really close. Like, I'm leaning toward, like, I have a gun to my head. My gut is telling me to pick Buffalo. They're at home. I have been in touch with the fans there, and it's just been apparently a madhouse, but that's just status quo. But they've been partying since 9 in the morning there, getting ready for this game. The fans are going to be jacked. Josh Allen coming out party. Pittsburgh, they got some ground to make up for sure. Roethlisberger, he's getting up there in years. Is he going to be able to be as good as Brady? Doesn't have the talent that Brady has around him for his age. So I think we could suspect Buffalo to win 6.5. It's a lot of points, but Buffalo is all about the touchdown. That's how they play football. So I think if they're going to win, there's a good chance it's by a touchdown or more. So I'm going to go with Buffalo on that one. Next up, we have the Jets and the Carolina Panthers. This one's interesting because we got a spread that's moved. 5.5 it started at the week, but it's come way down. It's now down to 3.5. So all those extra points, a little bit shaved off. But mind you, it's the 4.5 and the 5.5 points. Like, they're not super valuable, but they're not meaningless. But Jets, of course, sending out the rookie quarterback. We got Sam Darnold getting revenge game on the Jets. I like the wide receivers on both sides, really, but I think Carolina, giving them a slight edge at home. Jets still have a lot of work to do. You don't just get rid of a losing culture just immediately. So I think if they fall behind, it could get ugly. So I think I'm just still going to lean with Carolina. I know it's risky because I'm giving up the free points now, but they're also my survivor pool pick. So I got to double down. I'm not going against them. Too many times. You got to kind of, when you start betting all sorts of different kinds of things, fantasy, spread, pick 'em, survivor, you got to kind of make sure your bets are in line. There's been countless times over my life where I've had a bet where it's one way or another, and like I need a 1 point middle to be happy afterwards, and it's just easier to cheer if you have everything lining up. Next up, we have Minnesota, 3.5 point favorites on the road. The spread is now down to 3, so pretty much pick 'em on a field goal. I like to think when you're on the road, you get another 3 minus against you. So Cincinnati, getting 3.5 at home. It's almost a touchdown. If Minnesota was at home, I just don't see that. Joe Burrow is back. We're gonna see. I like home teams on when it's a toss up and you don't really know where to go. I tend to lean home. I think that's safe. San Francisco, 7.5 point favorites over the Detroit Tigers, which the spread has come down, went up even more. It's at 9.5 now. Detroit, one of the weaker teams in the league. They got Goff coming in. A lot of things with Swift on the off the field. How that's gonna go. Sorry, I realized I closed the chat and didn't see if anyone was watching. So Obtuse Juice, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. I'm just going through. I got this big pool here. Just going through the spreads to see who I got to pick for my spread pool. Did I call them the Tigers? Damn. But yeah, I'm gonna go with San Francisco here. Just a better team on the road. I think when you're playing against 70 other people, this is a game where I think the majority of the people in this pool, you kind of got to look at the macro side of a pool like this sometimes, and you have to just pick one that you think everybody's gonna go. Yeah. Houston, Jacksonville. Houston, 3.5 point dogs at home against Jacksonville. I think that's crazy. Jacksonville went 1-15 last year, I believe, or maybe they got 2. I don't remember. I thought they won the first game and lost the rest. Houston, of course, they have all the issues, but like these teams are like 3. I think 3.5 at home is too much. Just seems too much. So I'm going Houston. It's gonna seem atrocious. It might seem atrocious, but I don't care. It feels like you can't just like go from just the one quarterback issue and all that. Maybe I'm missing something, but let me know what you guys think on that. I think a lot of people are just like Houston's the worst team in the league, and they piled it on. The money's getting piled, so I think that has a lot to do with it. when these two teams are probably a lot closer than you would think. Of course, Jacksonville's been on the downward swing for a long time, so they've got the prospects coming in a little bit more than Houston would, and second and third year players might give them a bigger edge. But we'll see. Tyrod Taylor knows how to keep a game close, so I'll give him that credit, and Houston, going to pick you. Next up, Seattle. Indianapolis, 2.5 points, and the spread, what is it at now? It's down to 3, so Seattle's now a 3-point favorite, which makes a lot of sense. Seattle. I was just watching DK Metcalf warm up today. That guy's a monster. If there's ever a guy out there that I want to be as fit as, get a body like, that's that man. So I expect them to have just a big game. I don't think Indy is as good as they showed last year, so that's how I'm going to pick Seattle. Next up, Tennessee, 3.5 over Arizona. This one's tight. This is going to be a good game. It's one circled on my calendar right now that I'll be watching a lot of. It's down to 3 points with the juice coming on. So Cardinals are getting the money right now, and I can see that because this is a spot where the Cardinals could definitely be underrated and win. I find this season is going to be Kyler Murray coming out party. It's either he's going to come out and everyone's going to be pumped, he's going to kick ass, he's going to have an awesome year, or he's going to struggle, and then there's going to be a lot of question marks in that. So I don't know if there's a middle ground there. There might be, of course, but I liked what I saw last year with Kyler Murray. Played tough against good teams. This is a good team though, Tennessee. I'm not super familiar with how Arizona's defenses against the run, with Derrick Henry always potential there to go off like crazy. But again, that kind of brings the recipe for a close game, and I'm going to pick Arizona in this one. Washington 1.5 over the Chargers. In my gut, it tells me to pick the Chargers. Like, I want them to win. I can't tell if it's a bias in there, and that I should be considering this Washington team at home a little bit more than I am. So that's a tough spot. This one is very close. I think at the end of the day, Chargers win, but maybe it's a 1-point game. Maybe that extra 1.5 points is worth the squeeze, but it's hard to say. Sometimes I don't like when I pick a lot of road teams, but sometimes that happens, and I got to go with my gut. Definitely week 1. I just got to go with it. Already going first. Cleveland's 6.5-point dogs to Kansas City. Andy Reid, like, it's no doubt that he's going to come out and they're likely going to win this game. The spread's moved a little bit down. It's went from 6.5 to 5, which in reality doesn't make too much of a difference. There's a small percentage of games that end on that 6 or basically 6. You just lost 6 by doing that. Kansas City, if they really pop off, of course, they're going to win by 7 or more. Cleveland on the road, Kansas City. Andy Reid always coming out of byes and first games of the season, he is always ready to go. And it's not a division game, so those are sometimes the ones that are closer, like against the Chargers or Oakland, where 6.5. I think I gotta go with Kansas City. It seems very risky. Like, of course the Browns are gonna cover. Of course the Browns are gonna win this game sometimes. But I just it's like I feel like dumb money right now going on Kansas City. But I think I'm going to take it. And I'm not even going to talk much about this game. Dolphins 3.5 dogs to the Patriots. Dolphins constantly get undervalued. Constantly. They're almost always a good bet if they're on the slate, because they're going against a division like New England and Buffalo. They're often fan favorites, especially these past 2 years. They just get underrated. They had that really bad year a couple years ago. People kind of think they're the same team. Of course, New England could very easily cover it. New England went out there, got free agency, got all this stuff done. But, of course, got to trust the Dolphin. We're going to do that. Green Bay, 4.5-point favorites on the road against the Saints. Pretty interesting. The spread's actually come down to 4 with New Orleans at home. I don't know. This one's going to be close. It's the afternoon game. Aaron Rodgers against Winston. You would think Rodgers... This feels like it could be one of the games that Green Bay often comes in and rolls like 31-10 or 31-3. Like, that happens every once in a while. This feels like one of those games that's possible. So I'm just going to go with Green Bay. Doesn't like my Denver takes, and we got the Giants at home. I just think Giants. I like the Giants in the spot. Shaquan Barkley, he's going to be playing. They're probably going to have a decreased load, of course. But I like the Giants. I don't know. Denver doesn't give me a whole lot to be excited about personally. Maybe I just need to watch more of them. But Giants where I'm going here. The Rams 7.5-point favorites over the Bears, now 9, and I can see why. I have not a lot of faith in Andy Dalton and the Bears to get it done. And then we get to Monday. This game, like, it's 4.5 now. A lot of things change when you're in a pool like this. The spread's now 4, but like this pick very often has to do with how the week went. If I'm 1 point lead on the rest of the pool going into the final night, I'll try to pick the team that I think is going to win, right? I'm going to try and get it right. But if you're in a situation where there's a guy ahead of you and there's pretty much a slam dunk, everyone's picking this one team, you want to pick the other team just to try if you're right, you make some money and stuff. So it very often can change. Right now, I'm going to just put the home team in Vegas because that's where I'm leaning. 4.5 points is a lot. On the home on a Monday night in Las Vegas. You guys don't understand. The Vegas fans are they're next level. With the running backs suffering in Baltimore, I think Lamar's going to it's going to be tougher for him. So as of right now, I'm going to go with Vegas. So that's going to be my pick, and we'll submit the picks in there. And we're good to go. And that's going to be picks, fantasy, and all that fun stuff for me, guys. Thanks for stepping in. And if you stayed and watched it, next time we will do the same thing next week, I think. It's going to be a kind of a weekly thing. I get my fantasies and do my picks, and we go from there. So thanks for coming by, everyone. We will see you guys out there for power rankings tonight, MLB style. Otherwise, enjoy the games, football, baseball. We'll see you again. Bye.